Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be taking a look at the LEGO Speed Champions Aston Martin DB5, which is set number 76911, has 298 pieces, and is retailing for $20 US, where you can find it at LEGO stores, LEGO Shop at Home, or your local retailer. Now, this is LEGO's first James Bond branded set, and probably the only one we'll ever get, potentially, and you can see by the logo down there, and it is branded under the Speed Champions line. And before we actually open this up, I just want to take a look at the box real quick. So you can see in the top, it shows another angle of the car and the life-size dimensions of the tire. And on the back, it has a really cool angle of the car here. And it also shows it compared to the real-life car. And I think they look pretty good next to each other. But we'll see what I really think when I get this thing open. And there's not really much else except the side right here where it shows another angle of the car. But with that being said, let's get this set open. So inside the set here, we have two numbered bags, a new style of the instruction manuals, which I think looks really bad with that weird render, a big piece that's just outside the box, and a pretty substantial sticker sheet for a $20 set. But it seems like, and I'm just going to note this before the video starts, that we have a lot of different license plates that we can put on the car, which I think is just pretty cool. So let's get to building. So I hope you like that little segment right there. And since we're switching stuff up in this review, why don't we take a look at the minifigure last. Now to start off, I think the car looks pretty amazing. From all angles, you can see the car looks spectacular. There's no camera unfriendly angles on this car, except the bottom, but no one's displaying it like this. And even on the bottom, you still have some details with the exhaust, I believe, right there. And then you have these two hooks on the back, and I think these are just a part of the car. And they look pretty weird, but it's probably accurate. So let's start with the front of the car, actually, where you see those weird hook things again. And they actually have this license plate on both sides, but this set actually includes 4 extra license plates to include on the car. You have these two right here, which are different. They include different numbers. I have no idea what these license plates actually represent, so let me know in the comments down below. You also have these two right here, and you get versions of each of the license plates, so you have enough to put on the back and front, which I think is just pretty interesting, because sometimes sets give you multiple stickers so you can interchange them, but they don't give you enough extra pieces so you can swap them out. So it's really nice that that does that here. Now the front has a bunch of printed elements, one sticker in this piece right here, and that's a main problem with the sticker, is the sticker color isn't matching the gray, which looks pretty odd. And you can see that on the side doors right here, it suffers the same problem. And also the print doesn't match the color of the gray either, which is pretty bad in retrospect, but it doesn't take away from the model too much if you look at it closely. So now we have a bunch of printed pieces right here, and some very slim printing on the side of a plate here, which is something they've recently started doing, and I think it looks spectacular. You also have these printed headlights here, and like I said before, you have something weird under here. You actually have a little hook. No idea what this is for, and there's no pieces in the set you would really attach to this. But moving on to the front side of the car, you have these stickers here to represent stuff on the side of the door, like the windshield, or not the windshield, but the side view mirrors. And you also have a handle to open the door, but you can't actually open this door anywhere, which is kind of a shame. The access to the car is pretty simple. All you need to do is take this piece and simply remove it, just like that. And this is mostly just one printed element right here. It's a big glass piece. And there is some problem with the print here. As you can see, there's a little cracking right here, and it doesn't look that great, but it's not too noticeable if you just put it up to you right here. Now that you can access the interior really easily, let's take a look inside. And actually, if you want even more access, you can easily remove this, as it's only connected on these two studs. So let's do that to look at the inside. And right here, you may have some sort of storage area for maybe James Bond's wrench that he has. It's just a nice little area to store it if you really want to. Not the best holding area because it's going to move around a lot, but it's something you can do. And now in the front here, we have the two seats, and you also have a steering wheel right here, a stick shift, and you also have some sort of, I don't know, it looks like almost a vent or air conditioning system for the car. And the steering wheel is on the right side because I think this car is from another country. Now, to get James Bond in there, I actually found this is kind of a struggle, because what you need to do is you can, of course, place him in here like this, but then lean him back, and the only way for him to actually fit in here is if you put his arm down, because if you don't have his arm down, then this piece cannot go over it. So that's just kind of weird, because his arm, as you can see, is underneath the piece right there, and it just kind of looks weird, and it's annoying that you need to take off both of the pieces just to get him in. But once he is in there, he is secure, and you can put the back of the car back on, and you can see him in there looking pretty darn cool. So that's pretty much it for the interior. So now let's take a look at the back, and as you can see, like I said before, the print does not match the color of the gray, but around the back here we have some more stickers that are used for some detailing on the back. I think this might be the exact same sticker as the one at the front. Actually, no, they are a little different, but they both serve the same purpose in that logo, and yet again, the color does not match that of the gray. You also have some printed lights for each side of the car, which look really, really good. Another license plate that you can swap out with some of the other ones. And then those hook things again, and the exhaust. And then you also have another printed piece, well, not printed, sticker right there for another sort of logo that I think is the model number. It says DB5 right there, and this is, of course, the Aston Martin DB5. So that's really going to do it for the Aston Martin. Oh, yep, one more thing to note is the wheels. And let me actually take one of them off for you so you can see it a little closer. And the wheels look pretty amazing. I think that the design on this is just beautiful, and it looks really, really good. Now, these are hubcaps, so I do not know how to get this off of here, because let me actually use this. To use this, you can get the piece off, and you can actually see it more closely. So this piece right here is the hubcap that they use, and it just attaches to here with a stud, and it looks really, really good. And I love that they introduced these pieces so you can have this overall better looking wheel. So that's going to do it for the actual Aston Martin. Now let's take a look at that James Bond minifigure on the inside. Now here's the James Bond minifigure, and before I get into the figure, I just want to note he has one accessory, which is a wrench. So you can use that, because I think, obviously, LEGO could not include a gun with the minifigure, because that would be too violent. But the printing on this, I believe, is all exclusive, and the leg printing is pretty simple, but at least it's nice that we do get some. The torso printing looks pretty good. It's just a nice-looking suit, and there is a little printing in the back. So that's pretty much it for this minifigure, but I do want to note the face, I think, looks pretty good compared to the actual actor this is based on. I believe this James Bond is based on the most recent actor, if I'm correct, but the only thing I think that could have made this better was the hairpiece. The hairpiece does not look like the actor, as you can see on screen right now, and I think the Tobias Beckett hair right here would have suited him much better. And one more thing to note, this figure does not have an alternate face print, so if that's something that interests you. So for $20, I gotta say, this set is pretty great. There's some minor flaws, including the discoloration of these stickers and prints, but other than that, it's almost flawless. And the James Bond minifigure is a very nice inclusion. Like I said, a different hair would do, but I think it still looks pretty good for what it is. And the fact that we get all these different license plates to swap out with is also really good, because LEGO, like I said before, sometimes does not include extra pieces to swap out these stickers with. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.